Hello and welcome back to another weekly training vlog. This is my ultramarathon journey and these were the last 2 weeks of my ultramarathon training. And if you're new here, my name is Emily. I am a slow runner and I make content all about the joys of slow running and not letting your slower pace get you down. And I'm currently about 6 or 7 weeks into training for my first ever ultramarathon, which is 50k / 30 miles, something like that. What can you expect from this week? This week you can expect a lot of countryside runs because I'm not in London at the minute. You can expect advice from a 2:22 marathon runner and lots of other little bits in between. So let's get stuck in. And yes, I'm wearing Taylor Swift merch. I went to the Eras tour, which you'll also briefly hear about, I'm sure, in this vlog. So let's kick this couple weeks of training off with a strength workout. So this was actually requested on my last ultra vlog, just to show what kind of strength training that I'm doing, what's my routine. So I'm going to keep it short and sweet, and if you're not interested in the strength training side of this, then just skip ahead to the next section. So I aim for 2 gym sessions a week at the minute. Usually this is 1 leg day and 1 upper body day, but they are sometimes kind of full body days as well. And this is included within the plan that I use called Runner. Strength training is included there as well, so I literally just follow that plan. And this is just an example of some of the workouts that I was doing that day. Basically what I do is I will set no longer than 30 minutes for the workouts, just because I find that way less daunting. Like if I knew that I had to go into the gym for an hour, I'd find it way harder to motivate myself to actually get out the door. So I just do half an hour, and then if I'm feeling like I want to carry on, which 9 times out of 10 I do, then I'll just do some bits of physio work. I had a hip injury last October, and just to maintain the strength in my legs and my glutes, they gave me some little workouts to do. So I'll just kind of add those into some of my lower body days, just to kind of keep the strength there and try and keep this injury at bay. I mean, this wouldn't be like a little nice catch up if there wasn't crap in the background. Ignore that. Should have closed that. I'm getting ready to go to an event, believe it or not. I don't really go to events that often, just because I like being at home. Basically like a Q&A with an Olympian long distance runner, so I'm so excited for that. I think he just made his Paris debut, just gone, Paris Olympic debut, so that's going to be really exciting and hopefully give me some motivation for my longer distance runs. Obviously I'm not an Olympic athlete, but I'm sure I can get some knowledge and some wisdom from this Q&A session, so I'm really looking forward to it. Actually, I've been working my bloody arse off. Well, I mean, it's only Tuesday, on Monday and Tuesday, so a little nice chilled evening is going to be good, and I'm excited for it.
Okay. Now, you're a doctor on hold, qualified doctor, decided to focus upon being a pro athlete. Is that a technical term, Bugged?
So maybe we'll go.
What was your takeaway from the event?
We need to... He was a doctor and an Olympian.
We're not doing enough.
Don't do enough. That was actually my takeaway.
I actually liked it when he said, if you want something, then put the work in.
Yeah.
I actually like that. It's just, if you want something, put the work in.
And if you
Get
don't,
on.
don't.
And
If you
yeah, he
don't,
said
that's
that,
also
yeah.
fine,
Yeah. It was very good.
Very good. He was a
very
cool guy.
inspirational. Little warm up and then into some intervals. It's so humid today. I can't tell you how warm it feels. Oh my god. I'm just about to go into 2 sets of 2k intervals at a 6:40 pace. That's like the minimum. It's just going to be a struggle today. Day 1 of the period. It's like 25 degrees and so humid. Why do we do this to ourselves? I needed to get a drink. It's so hot, I honestly started to feel a bit lightheaded. And I was like, you know what? Intervals are not worth fainting over. So I'm going to have this and then I'm going to do my last quick-ish 2k. And that'll be me. I have to do a 1k cool down as well. So we'll see how that goes. It might just be a walk. I'm supposed to do a 1k cool down now, but I feel sick. So I'm just going to do a K on the treadmill tomorrow when I do arm day, just so that my overall distance basically is the same for the week. Fuck me. I feel satisfied that I did the best I could today, given the circumstances, so yeah. on the cards today was supposed to be, well, will be, shall we say, a 23-kilometre run. Hilly run, can I add. And as we all know here by now, you should know by now, hills are not for me. But I don't think this course is totally flat that I'm training for. So, you know, what's a few hills amongst friends? I was knackered this morning. I woke up at 6:30 to get some food in me and to try and go out for this run. I did it on the treadmill because there's not really like rolling hills near me, so I thought it would just be easy with the incline. When I was about 6k and I was like, you know what, I'll do 12k now and then I'll do 11k in the evening, and that's what I did. I could have either just skipped the run or like made adjustments and done it this way, so I'm actually pretty happy with how that's going to be. And my running plan that I'm using, Runner, they recommended instead of following a pace for today, I do RPE, is that right? Which is like perceived something, which basically means you go off how the effort feels. So it'll give you a score out of 10. It'll be like, do it at a 6, and then you've got to do it at a 6 out of 10, which actually makes so much more sense, especially times I'm on my period when we've got hills. You know, we can't always hit the paces. So yeah, thought that was interesting as well. Update. I'm in the car, obviously. What week is this? I think it's week 5 of... Fuck, that's really quite close actually. Week 5 out of 11. I went to see Taylor Swift at Wembley, which was amazing. And I did almost like 20,000 steps. So my body, I can't tell you how tired I was. Yesterday I felt like I was hungover even though I had one drink at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Wearing a Whoop. I don't think I've actually mentioned this. They've sent me this. So I'll put some stats on the screen, but it basically shows you your recovery and things like that. And yesterday I think my recovery was like 20%. It was in the red essentially, which is not good. We are on the way to the countryside because we're going to be staying there till September basically. I think when you see this it will almost be September, but it's the 19th of August today. So the car is packed. We've got a very sad cat. Well, he's not that sad. Just behind me there. Should we see what he's doing? Oh, I've got a cramp in my hip. I've got a cramp in my hip. Ow. I think I've missed 2 sessions so far throughout the whole of the training thing, which I'm not mad about. You know, it happens, doesn't it? It happens, you just gotta not stress about it. And welcome to week 5 of ultramarathon training. I'm on a deload week, which means I'm running 24.5 kilometers, which is music to my ears. So one of the perks that I have as a runner ambassador, which is the training plan that I use, is that we have access to some of their coaches that write the plan. So I just had a chat with Anya, and she actually went from running like a 4:30 marathon to a 2:22 marathon, I think, in the space of a year or 2, which is insane. We were just chatting through the 50k plan that I'm doing, how it's going and tips and stuff. So I just thought I would relay some of that for you if you're thinking of doing a marathon or a long distance event. So I recently did a run where I split, it was a 20k run and I split it to a 12k run that I did in the morning and then an 8k that I did in the evening. I was chatting with her and I was like, is that fine to do? I think the general consensus is that yeah, it's fine, especially if you're tired and it actually makes you complete the session. It's still really beneficial that you're getting the miles in. You obviously don't have the consecutive miles of doing the whole 20k in one block, but if you are ever feeling tired or the distance feels really daunting, like it's definitely good to make that adjustment rather than skipping the run, or maybe you start the run and then you just feel so disheartened and you stop. And then just some other kind of more like mindset tips that we were talking about is that if it gets to a point where, like in the actual race, for example, where I'm really struggling, or if you're really struggling with a race, then just remember more of your sane thoughts. So when we were on the call, I was like I know I can do it. So she said, is there ever a point when you're struggling, just remember the time when you were like thinking straight and you are level-headed, because when you're running and it gets really hard, you can start to have negative thoughts and you're not thinking straight because it's just so hard and you're just thinking about how hard it is in that moment. So if there are ever times like that, just think about the times when you knew you could do it and what you're thinking now isn't actually true, you're just in the pits. So that was a really good thing that I thought was great. And another thing that she said, I was asking about her training and what she's training for at the minute, and she was saying that she isn't feeling like the fittest at the minute. She said that what she does is she compares her progress to previous, like last week, not like the time when she was in her peak fitness, because what's the point in doing that? You can't compare how you were when you ran a 2:22 marathon to now when, you know, you're not in what you would consider your like peak fitness. So that's another thing. It's like if you have time off running or whatever, you can't compare where you were however many months ago to where you are now. So try and compare it to a more recent time, or just think, I got through that run, that was great. So yeah, that was it. Really good chat, feeling good about the distances. I've got to do a run today, and I think it's a 7.5k easy run. Probably going to put it off until the end of the day like I always do. I haven't learned much from my morning routine video. If you've seen that one, if you haven't, this is it. Let the record show that I'm actually warming up. I don't do this often, I know I should, but I'm just putting it out there. I am doing it this time. We are off on our 7.5k run walk. Feeling good, it's really windy. This is so much nicer than running in London. Just country lanes and forests. Fucking love it. I'm on a walk break now, guys. I'm absolutely loving pretty much every second of this. I don't know if it's because I'm doing a route that I did when I first started my running journey on my Instagram page, and it's making me feel like nostalgic, and it feels so much easier now compared to then. It just feels so good. Like, I love when runs like this come around because it just reminds me why I do it. Like, there are some really tough times in training. Like, I know I preach about trying to make it easy, but you know, it's never 100% easy, but I enjoy it most of the time, which is kind of the message that I want to get across. But there are tough times, but when you have runs like this, it just makes it worth it, and it gives you that little confidence boost to think, come so far, and I've got so much more to give, and there's so much more that I can achieve. So I think this points for the best run of the year, or of the summer anyway. I've had a lot of good runs this year. Yeah. We're starting off with a 1k warm-up at my easy pace, and then we're going into the workout. Just a little warm-up run. 400 metres into the first kilometre. I always start off too fast. Slow down a bit now. These kilometre intervals are the hardest. It just makes a kilometre feel like ever the devil's work. I went way too fast. I like it below a 6 minute per kilometre pace, which is too fast. To say we've got 2 more sets, but I got overexcited. I went way too fast again. I feel speedy this week. Walkies. I need to compose myself. One more quick K and a cool down K. We did it. Can you see my tear? I swear it's from the wind. I'll put my session paces here so you can see the session that I did with Runner. I'm about to go out and do a 12 kilometre run. It's my last run of the week and it's only Thursday. What's that about? It's because I had to run 3 days in a row because we've got a busy week, well, from tonight till Sunday, Monday. I wouldn't really have had time to do the runs, or I would have been like, yeah, I've got loads of time, and then never done them. So yeah, anyway, I am trying out the new Brooks Ghost Max 2 for the first time. I actually work with Brooks. I'm a Brooks ambassador, so they sent these, and I'm actually really excited to try them. I've been running in the Ghost 16s for a long time now, but these are basically like the same, but I guess it just has a lot more cushioning. And they're a lot spongier, which I do really like, because I really like their glycerin trainers, which are like really cushioned, and they feel really good, especially for longer runs, like longer chilled runs. I do quite like quite a padded shoe. There we go. Very pink today. 12k, I think it's just an easy pace, so I'm going to set up a run walk interval on my watch. Pretty sure this is the first time I've ever run 3 days in a row. My calves, they'd be sore. They'd be really, really sore. And I'm about 2.5k in, so I've got some time to go yet. Got a little calf stretch, you guys. I feel like one of the hardest things to stretch is your calves. If anybody has any calf stretches that actually feel good and actually, you know, please let me know. Send me a link to a video, because I normally like rest up against a wall and then like push forwards. But there's something about today that it's just not stretching. Continue. I know that I don't have to run now. Today's Thursday until Monday or Tuesday. Guys, I'm 9k in, and I don't think you can tell, but the hill behind me is pretty big and it looks quite far. So, safe to say, I will be walking up this hill. My legs might be dead. They might just fall off when I get to the top of this hill, but I'll get there. Running in the countryside where there's so much more hills and stuff is a wake-up call from running in London, but I can't complain. It's all good training. Got halfway up the hill and realised I've gone the wrong way. Oh God. Running in the countryside be like, is this the right way? I've started absolute chaos. I don't know if you can hear all these sheep. Can you hear them? They are fucking barring for their lives. I'm really sorry, guys. I'm a friend, I don't eat you. We've had road, we've had field, we now have forest on this run. And I just hit 10k. And that is officially another training week done. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I know it was a bit of a longer one, so let me know if you prefer the shorter training videos or the kind of more vlog style longer videos. I feel like next week is when the big runs really start to kick off. I've got a 27k to do, which feels really scary, even though I have done it before and I know I can do it, but just thinking about how far that is and how long I'm going to be outside for is slightly terrifying, but we'll get it done. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to subscribe, give me a comment and a like if you want to see more of these styles of videos, and I will see you very, very soon.